My first shock of the shrine was noticing the stigma that I had when I started going to high school. People think we sacrifice people in the shrine. I've heard that we just kill people in broad daylight and we worship them to gods or something.
When it comes to music in this part of the world, one name is recognized and treated like royalty. The name Anikulapo-Kuti. Starting from Fela the Great down to his son Femi and his son Seun. Now we're talking about his grandson Made Kuti. We'll be talking to Made today to tell you, we'll be discussing his career, his own career, the fact that is now a full-fledged member of his father's band, The Positive Force, and what his own plans for music in a world where Wizkid and Davido reign supreme. Join in, guys.
About 2 years ago, when the bassist ran away, I played bass for the band on tour. But I wasn't a Positive Force member. But the experience then was I was filling in a role for a vacancy, for a temporary vacancy, right? So I was still very relaxed and not so worried about mistakes. But about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, when I played the Thursday show, because we have Thursday shows and Sunday shows every week, the first Thursday, for the first time in a very long time, I actually felt stage fright. Because a mistake now is a mistake not as the bassist that is playing for somebody else, or a Positive Force member mistake. So it started as panic a bit, and nobody knew because I never said anything. And it's important to maintain composure. So, but as the music went on, the groove went on, everything just, it felt like it was meant to be. Growing up in the shrine was, I can't tell you different because I didn't know different. So it was normal. But what my first shock of the shrine was noticing the stigma that I had when I started going to high school. So not just high school, just outside. So people think, I mean, I've heard some crazy stuff. People think we sacrifice people in the shrine. I've heard that we just kill people in broad daylight and we worship them to gods or something. No, but it's stupid rumors, not just yeah, people spoke. I've heard some really bad things. So in the shrine, my dad said it yesterday, and this is how I've grown up to think of it. To me, it's a home. So I know almost everybody that works here. I'm coming back, I've met new faces, but I'm trying to meet everybody again. But growing up in the shrine, he says a shrine, people think of a shrine as a place of worship, but that's not what this is. It's a sacred place, and that's the term, that's why my dad termed it that, I think. I'm Fela. So it's not, there is no God. I worship, I don't believe in any particular God. Not traditional, not Christian, not Muslim, not Mormonist or Scientologist. I have grown up very free-minded. And that's how I feel, that's what I believe the shrine represents. It doesn't matter where you're coming from, it doesn't matter your belief, it doesn't matter your race. You come here, it doesn't matter your class. You walk in here, you're going to dance on the same dance floor that everybody dances on. The VIP are the worst seats at the back. So it's a place for equality. That's what I believe. And that's how I felt here. Belief is a strong word. I don't believe in it. I hope. So when I go there, I'm not praying for anything. I'm not saying protect me. I'm not saying help me do anything. Before we go on tour, I go there and I say, great-grandma Femi and Seun, Reverend Josiah Ransom Kuti, Reverend Israel Ransom Kuti, Fela, Dr. Beko, Dr. Koye. If you can hear me, I hope you are well. I hope if there is a spiritual world outside of this one, I hope everything is okay. I hope you're in a good place. And we are thankful for everything that you did for us. That is my prayer. It doesn't go past that. And to say I believe in it is too strong, because I don't. I don't know if Fela is out there. I don't know if Mrs. Femi and Kuti is out there. What I know is that I hope that they are. I hope that there is life after death, but I don't know if there is. As a member, definitely not. That was, to be honest, I wasn't even supposed to come back really. He tested me. So I've been in London for 7 years, the past 7 years. I did so many courses, but the main one was Trinity. I did 4 years at Trinity. I did the bachelor's in composition, so classical music, kind of. I was trying to incorporate Afrobeat music with classical music, and I think he was tricking me. He said, "Madi, don't come back to Nigeria. The country is too difficult." I said, the scene is not too great at the moment for musicianship and people that develop bands. So, I challenged him because his advice was always come back home, and suddenly he changed. So I said, "Nah, no, Daddy, I'm coming back home." Before I even graduate, I'm coming back. So what then happened was, on stage, I think a Thursday rehearsal, he announced to the crowd that he was testing me. He said, "I've been testing this boy," so he's confirmed that he's coming back to the band. But when I came back, I was coming back to start my own band. And the last tour that my dad went on, the American tour, 20 minutes before a show in New York, in Central Park, the bassist left. He has many excuses as to why he did that, but none of them are legal. It was always music for as long as I can remember. Not because he made me or he put the interest into me. I grew up in the Shrine, so I grew up around musicians. That means I knew the bass player personally, the trumpet player, the drummer, and what I always did was, naturally I showed a lot of interest. "Daddy, I want to learn the sax. Please, can I learn the trumpet now? I won't even complete learning the sax, I'll change. Okay, now the guitar, now the drums." So the interest was built not based on the family. At a young age, I didn't understand just the personalities that we had in the family. All I knew was there was music everywhere. In point blank, I did music technology, I did music business, and I did songwriting. Whilst I was doing that, and the reason I started with that was because I was too young to go to Trinity. The goal was to go to Trinity from the start, because that's the university Fela went to, IGA. So I did 1 year of point blank, I did 2 years BTech, because I needed the A levels to get into Trinity. So I did music performance there. All the while, my most important relationship with music was with my pianist, my piano teacher. His name is Juan Jose Retsuto, and he's an excellent teacher, you know. Because they gave me a sheet of different teachers to choose from when I got there. My grand aunt, my dad's mom's sister, and I don't know, there's something about him in particular, the way he felt about music and the way he felt about his students. We're like, yeah, that's the guy. And between 2 years, he got me from about the early grades of piano to the diploma level. So I did the ATCL diploma, the level 4 diploma, which I'm sure actually assisted my entry into Trinity. So there's so much I owe to my teacher there. But I'm not married. Well, I've been with her for 7 years. But this is not an engagement ring, this is a promise ring. Last year we broke up for about 4 months. We broke up because we thought about a lot of things. We're very honest with each other, and that's why we work so well with each other. And we decided that, because she's Christian as well. She's Christian, not as well. She's Christian, so we talked about religion, distance, because she's not in the country. And we just said, there's no way this is going to work out. But then we met again and we said, we have to make this thing work out somehow. 7 years is not a joke, man. What a lot of people don't know is, in the Kuti household, we're very sheltered. So we are home is best kind of people. We don't go out very much. And we get it all from my dad. He stays out. He has 2 destinations in Nigeria, Shrine and the house. So I picked that up, so I don't go out often. So I didn't, and the limelight, I wasn't too big on it as a child. I wasn't too interested in it. But I knew knowing I was a Kuti, knowing that I wanted to be a musician, I always knew that that is where I'm going to be, right? I'm going to have to be on social media, I'm going to have to promote things, meet people, network. But at the time, I think because I knew it would happen, I didn't feel any need to rush. So I've been very homely, and there's a lot of things that happen on Instagram and Facebook that I don't want to be a part of, you know. But social networks, they are very good, but they are abused. I think. It's like everything. Yeah, let's not go into the social network deal. But yeah, I've become, growing up with the Kuti name, you are conscious of it. And I thought it wouldn't follow me to London, but it did. So in Trinity, the head of composition liked Fela, the jazz department, everybody knew Fela. So it's always been, I can't say it's somehow or somehow because I don't know anything else, because it's been natural, that's been my life. But you are conscious of it, you have to know. So if you are, I think it even affected my relationship with a lot of people in high school, because you're always aware you can't do these things. You can't fight anyone in your class, because if you fight that person, it's not going to be two students first. Either Femi Kuti's son was beaten, but it's not Femi Kuti so I didn't try to. I was always in school, I was very aware of it, so I always kept in my lane, very quiet. If anybody tried to fight me, quiet. Insults, quiet. I was always very respectful to teachers as well, because I have a lot of respect for the teaching profession. And I want to, I think at the end of my career, I'd like to give something back in teaching. The plan was to start my band as soon as I came back. But there is a very poor state of trust with musicians in Nigeria, because the condition of the country is bad, right? So it's not once, it's not twice. A lot of band members leave while you're on tour, and the Positive Force right now has the most amazing musicians, and I'm confident that, you know, this is us right now. But meeting new people and forming a band and going on tour is a huge risk, because I'm watching it as a child. I've watched no less, I'm not joking or exaggerating, no less than 20 people from my own experience, right? Just leaving the band on tour. No notice before shows, important instruments, you know, a drummer can't leave, or a drummer will leave. What do you do when the drummer leaves? And I can't take that risk. So I came back and I was so, you know, full of enthusiasm. Daddy, I'm starting this band, I'm going to go and start meeting musicians. I'll put a poster ensuring that I'm looking for players. And then the bassist ran away in America, right? So what I'm doing now is I'm writing my music, and I don't know if it's 2019 or 2020 that the album will be fully done and released.